You've got a city of about 500,000, 850 officers or so. What's different in your department given the new stay-at-home orders?
Well, we are still doing our best to be responsive to calls for service, albeit we're trying to put a priority on some of the more serious calls and asking people to use the web-based reporting tool that we have online, or to call our non-emergency number if they are reporting something that's a little less serious. And we're getting a good cooperation with that. So, in terms of responding to crimes, not a lot has changed. That's still going on as expected. I think things feel different, though, out there. And one of our concerns is obviously keeping our officers safe and healthy going forward. We're doing things, we're practicing our own version of social distancing. You'll obviously see officers wearing masks and other protective equipment more often. We're asking people sometimes to step out of their homes when we take complaints from them, so we have a little more fresh air.
Do your officers have the proper equipment? Is it a mandate at this point that they wear it, or a recommendation?
They do have the equipment, but I'll put a caveat on that, just because the masks are something that, we have probably at this point, give or take a 2 weeks supply going forward of masks, depending on how often they're used. And they're not used all the time. We try to reserve them more for situations where, the person who's called us is ill, has symptoms of COVID-19. They're getting quizzed a little bit about that. When you call 911, you're going to be asked some of those questions. So depending on the condition of the person, is sort of involves whether we're wearing a mask or not. But I am concerned that, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be out of masks.
Is it fair to say you've placed orders or you've asked for additional equipment in the weeks ahead?
Oh, yeah. No, it's very fair to say that. Trust me, we are about as creative as we can get. We're part of a city emergency operations center. We have an incident command structure. Those folks are working, harder than you can possibly imagine. We have people even standing in line at businesses where we think there might be available masks coming online. We're waiting for additional shipments. But look, let me put it this way. We asked for 80,000 masks from the last strategic shipment that was coming from the federal government through the state. Out of that, we got 80. I think that's about 1%. And this is because they have to be shared. We're not the only department that needs these, but the challenge is we go through them very quickly. It's not something you can just wear all day long.
Let's get back to the orders. People could be cited for a misdemeanor. What sort of behavior or activity would actually prompt your officers to cite people?
So really, we see this as a health issue, not a criminal justice or legal issue. Our goal is not to go out there and cite a bunch of people or take anybody to jail. Our plan, and this is what we've already been doing, is to talk to people, to try to gain their cooperation, to try to get them to understand that not only are they compromising their own health and safety, but they're also could do real harm to other people. I think by and large, so far, we have gotten good cooperation for that. We've had a couple of examples of house parties, younger people that seem to, feel like a lot of young people do, that they're invincible. They're not. We try to remind them that they can really do harm to others. But frankly, if they don't want to be responsive, or if anybody doesn't want to be responsive to those requests, our last resort would be to write a citation. And we're willing to do that if necessary.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get to that. You've been in law enforcement for some time. These are very uncertain times that will cause stress to a lot of families. Are you preparing your officers for maybe more response to domestic incidents?
We've already seen that. There have been more domestics. Let's face it, it is stressful when you're cooped up in a house, even if it's with people that you normally get along with. I think tensions run high. This isn't a stay indoors order. It's really to be smart about how you engage with other people. You can still go to the grocery store, go to a doctor's appointment. There's a range of things that are allowed. You're not going to get pulled over. Nobody has to carry a paper that says you're going to an essential service. I know there've been a lot of rumors and things about that. Martial law has not been declared. There's nothing like that happening.
Finally, what is your message to people who just want to get out of the house and they'll interact with your officers?
We're asking folks to exercise patience, common sense, consideration for others, check on people. You could do it without going into their house, even knocking on a window of an elderly neighbor or giving them a phone call to make sure they're okay. So, be creative, but be smart. And I think we can all get through this together.
All right. Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus with some good thoughts with or without a pandemic. Thank you.
You bet. Take care.